who were supposed to be slaves. How were we labeled as the wealthy Negroes all throughout these newspaper articles at a time where slavery had supposedly just ended here in America? Now, see, this is from the Lebanon Express, July 29th, 1887, and the title reads, Wealthy Negroes. The Carolinas take the lead for the number of wealthy Negroes. North Carolina has 20 who are worth from $10,000 to $30,000 each. In South Carolina, the Negroes own 10 million acres worth of property. Well, I'll be damned. You mean descendants of slaves? Shh, but wait, there's more. And then we have here in the Billings Time newspaper from April the 2nd, 1903, it's titled Wealthy Negroes.
I want you to see this right here. It said 7,000 Negroes in the Creek Nation own 1.12 million acres of land. Proves that these so-called, what they call Native Americans, yellow people, are not Creek. All right, let's finish up.
Negroes, and it says 7,000 Negroes in the Creek Nation own 1.1 million acres of land. You're talking about the descendants of slaves? Nah, they said Negroes of the Creek Nation. And then it reads, the wealth of these 7,000 Negroes can therefore be safely estimated at $22 million.
See, because these inorganic beings do not understand that we were a part of the land. One thing they saw was a value. You talk about people who were created in laboratories, who were not birthed by the planet. They see things as a value. And this is because their creators, the Moors, put value on it. Let's continue on.
Negroes who were slaves? Come on, man. But wait, there's still more. This is from the African American, October the 28th, 1933, y'all. And it reads, $268 million worth in Negro homes in 15 cities. And then it says the U.S. Census reports that Philly leads in the number of homes, y'all. You talking about the same Philadelphia while people is out there hurting on the streets now? Yeah, that Philadelphia was the number one ranked in the nation for having Negro homes. And here's the crazy part, y'all. It says Philadelphia was ranked first, right, with 7,829. Then the next one is Memphis, ranked second with 7,556. Then it is Washington, that's ranked third with 7,314. Then the next one is Chicago, right, with 5,765. Now, I find it funny that these top four cities here, who had some of the most Negro development and ownership, are now doing the worst in today's times. We already know what's going on in Philly and Memphis for sure, how underdeveloped and funded they are. And do we even talk about the crime and things that are going on in Chirac? Come on, yo.
So, this goes to show that none of us came from Africa. We were already here. We already had the land. We were birthed by the land. We were birthed by the land. None of us came from Africa. We were not slaves, as you see. So all you guys who were stuck on that slavery shit, get out of that. Get out of that mindset, okay?
This is not by accident. It is by strategical design. This is why I say we have to correct our status and leave this Negro-Donian black movement and whole mindset that they gave us alone and go back to our tribal traditions and ways, because we used to have ownership. We used to rule things. We used to actually have equity here in this country when we knew who our ancestors were. Yeah. I think it's safe to say they got us again. They got us again. Now, if black people...
What we do know is when these so-called white people, the Tomahawk, was shipped over here, what happened? They warred against us. I want you to hear what the chief got to say. She says she's not racist. She's speaking up for her people. All right? She's speaking up for her people. All right? So let's go through this real quick.
One of the reasons white people hate black people is because We cannot tolerate Black joy. We cannot tolerate Black intelligence. We cannot tolerate Black beauty. We cannot tolerate Black confidence. We cannot tolerate Black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a Black person. We don't like Black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want Black judges. We don't want anything for Black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us. So we can have a Black nanny. We can have a Black house cleaner. We can have a Black teacher. We can have a Black coach. We can have Black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. One of the reasons.
So you see, this is something that was passed down for them from generation to generation to generation. When the Moors sent them over here, what did the Moors have them do? They sent them over here to destroy. They sent them over here to be a Trojan horse. They sent them here to destroy. And from the time they landed on our shore, from 1892 to 1954, still now, they're still destroying, and we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything about this. We were never slaves, but the real slaves hate those who were supposed to be slaves. Catch you guys later.